Hey guys, welcome to episode 19 of the Marketing Show. In this episode, we are doing the IWC Wrestling Recap we went to on Saturday. So, there is a big interview coming up at the end of the video. And there's going to be a lot of cool wrestling talk because a lot of cool things went on during the match. So, let's get into the video. Reading books of old, the legends and the myth. Hercules in his gold, Hercules in his gifts.
What are you singing, dude?
Something just like this by the Chainsmokers.
By the Chainsmokers?
Yeah.
Oh, your cousin Elise went to see them.
She did?
Yeah, she went to see them.
Lucky.
Well, we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. We got to eat soon, so let's get into this.
Okay, so
IWC Aftershock. Overall...
Aftershock 2.0.
Aftershock 2.0. Overall, amazing card.
Yeah.
We're going to do it the same way as we always do. 2 matches, take a break. 2 matches, take a break. This way we, editing purposes.
Okay, so
the card kicked off with a match that we were like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, what was it? What was the first match of the night?
Britt versus Chelsea.
Right.
So Britt and Chelsea back in the 4th match.
It was a back and forth match is what he's trying to say.
Yeah. It was like Britt almost won, Chelsea almost won, Britt almost won. It was like, you're pulling my hair. 1, 2. Don't hurt my leg. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So it kept going like that for like 5 minutes, and then finally, it's just...
Britt got the upper hand, and with the hometown support...
No, Chelsea did.
No, Britt got the upper hand with the hometown support. She got her in her submission move, and Britt pretty much ended that one. Chelsea went off screaming back to make an impact somewhere else. But we always like Chelsea in IWC. She's fun. Her and Britt have great matches. Let's see. Maybe she comes back. We like Chelsea. Woo, woo, woo.
You know it.
Okay. On to the second match. We're going to try to trim this down.
It was Bulk, Nasty, and Hooven.
Bulk, Nasty. But Hooven is our boy.
Uh-huh.
We like Hooven. We're all about Hooven. And Hooven was pretty much overmatched in this match.
Soon as it started off, Hooven got control of Bulk. Like, he started punching him. Bulk started falling down. Like, Bulk was not the tougher man, and Hooven was. And then, like, Bulk finally got control, and then, like, he just threw Hooven, and then started punching him, like, and then...
But Bulk didn't use his big dumb brain, and he got...
So you're calling Bulk out this episode?
I am calling Bulk out this episode. I want to be part of the Sonic Club. But
no.
I do want to be part of the Sonic Club.
Okay.
Maybe we can get this working out. Nonetheless, Bulk didn't use his brain. He was outside beating up Hooven a little bit too much, and he fell, and Hooven fell into the ring, and Bulk got counted out.
Yeah.
Hooven picks up his first. That was Hooven's first singles match.
Yeah.
And he picks up his first win.
I'm actually really happy because as soon as they started calling out 10, Bulk got in the ring. Like, he wasn't touching the ropes. Like, if he would have been touching the ropes, it would have been fine. The match would have still went on. But he was going in, like, army crawling, and then 10. So, and then he's out, and then Bulk and BC Black were like, what? Hooven won?
So much for keeping it short. So Hooven picks up the victory. Bulk chases him out of the Court Sports Center.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen either one since. No interviews happened or anything, so we'll have to see. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. So, next couple matches coming up, but we'll be right back. Big match. This next one, for eternity.
Yeah. Okay, so we are back. This match was too weird. It was the Carnies versus the frat boys.
Yeah.
The Carnies came out looking weird because one guy had like a fish mask, I suppose, and a jean jacket was like, "Ah!" And then the other guy was like, "Hey, come here," because he was supposed to be a magician, and then like that's when it got weird.
But let me tell you, this is a feud that Justin Plummer needs to keep going. As a wrestling fan, the Carnies in the Frat, amazing match. To see it, you have to watch it. Buy the DVD from Sorg, get the digital download, do whatever you have to. These two teams work well together.
I feel like the Carnies should come back for like another month or so, and then like...
Right. But the Frat needs to still be the longest reigning tag team champions of all time.
Let's try to make it to 2 years.
If
you do that...
What are you going to do?
You can buy 6 dozen cases of beer and bring them into the ring and go, all of the adults... Here's a case of beer. For 2 years of holding
that needs to happen.
Title.
6 dozen cases of beer and all the adults get beer. I like that. So, nonetheless, the Frat picked off the Carnies. Little shenanigans happened in the match, but still, we don't care. We're Frat brothers. They can do anything, and we're for life. Moving on.
Fraternity for eternity.
All right. Moving on to the next match. It wasn't a match.
No, because it was Shane in your face.
Which
versus Pollock, and Jack wasn't there because he was at a Pens game.
Well, that's what they said. He got stuck at the Penguins game, which the Penguins lost that night. But they'll rebound. Don't worry about the Pens.
But, don't worry about the Pens. This is a recap, not the Penguins.
Okay, come
on. And then Justin comes out and he starts like. And he's like, oh, what? And then, like, they started whispering, like, a little huddle. And then, like, Shane was like, what do you mean he's not here? And then, like, and then it was, like, a tap out. And then
No, it wasn't a tap out. It was a count out. Bobby counted to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You know what I meant.
And that was it. So, we'll move on to match number 5. Since there's an odd number of matches, we'll do 3 this time. Which is the long match of the night. Great match. It was a super indie title match. Best 2 out of 3 between our boy, John McChesney, Team Big League,
versus LaRusso.
Against LaRusso. LaPoopso. And with BC Dork. So,
no, it's BC
Boy. It was BC Dork. Remember, that's what McChesney called him. But McChesney had something in his back pocket as well, as he brought out the queen of IWC,
Britt Baker.
That's right. So, first match, do you remember how this went? I know you're reading it as we're going. First match, McChesney goes for a superplex off the top rope.
And then, LaRusso,
LaRusso blocks it. McChesney falls off the top rope. Frog splash for the 1-2-3 victory. LaRusso up 1-0. Second match.
It was a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they understand that.
Oh.
So the second match mostly takes place outside, as they're all over the arena, using the fat heads, using, the barricades and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know how there wasn't a count out, but there wasn't. So nonetheless, McChesney gets him back into the ring, and after a fury of super kicks in the face, McChesney gets the 1-2-3 to tie it up 1-1. Next time, LaRusso gets the win. But
no,
it's because of outside interference. Britt got involved and got, kind of smacked around. But with LaRusso moving on into the Super Indie Heavyweight Championship tournament, and I just botched that. Who makes an appearance and is the 8th person in the Super Indie tournament?
Adam Cole, baby!
He's on deck. He is on deck. And that's my pick for the Super Indie champion. But that's down the line. We don't have to touch on that. But Adam Cole in the IWC.
That was awesome. I'm like...
Yes, he's been there before, but now. the highest rated, hottest free agent out there in wrestling, baby, is in IWC.
Yes!
Thank you, Britt Baker.
I'm so excited for that.
So we come back from our intermission actually at IWC, and it starts with Team Canada
versus the Mega Flowers. Which I'd rather have them win.
The Mega Flowers?
Yeah.
Well,
They're a little bit better because Team Storm, they always cheat, and the Mega Flowers like...
Yeah, well, you know.
I kind of like them.
So Team Canada is on strike, actually. They come out and they say they're not going to wrestle. They're tired of IWC throwing them under the bus and not treating them right. So they pretty much say, hasta la vista.
We're on a strike since Pollock's not here.
Yeah.
And then...
Pollock, not Pollock. You're the Pollock. His name is Pollock.
Pollock
Yeah.
wasn't here, and then they said, we're not going to wrestle. And then, like,
but
1 minute later, they're like,
Jumpin' Jock Samson clears him out as he does his flyover, well, through the ropes. Yeah, I've never seen him go over the top. That would be a feat, but nonetheless. So he goes through the rope, clears everybody, and gets him back into the ring. Team Storm, good spot though. Good spot. Team Storm gets the upper hand as he knock out Magnum with the flag, throw the old Canada shirt on him, and Magnum turns into the old Hulkster, flexing and listening to his ear. And see, you don't remember Hulk Hogan. Really doesn't remember Hulk Hogan. Doing the poses. So
yeah, but
in the end, who wins?
Flowers.
Don't tell me, tell them.
Flowers.
So
the thing I really liked about that was Jackson, when one of the Mega Flowers was asleep like this, both the teams, they did this, put a shirt on, as my dad already said, and then he got up, ripped it, and the poses, and then after that, he took the Canada flag, did this, and went, and then Team Canada's like, nah!
Okay. Mega Flowers win the match.
Yay!
So, moving on. Next match. Crowd was a little weird in this match. Half for Celeste, half for Gory.
Yeah.
We were pulling for Gory. Gory, we like the IWC Gory.
It was a great back and forth match, to be honest.
It was. A lot of great spots, a lot of high flying, moves, stuff like that. So, who got the win?
Gory.
Gory. One of my favorite things, it reminds me of Great Muta, again, reference he doesn't get. When Gory comes out, first thing he does is spit what?
Like a cherry Kool-Aid packet, like...
Or blood. I would say it's blood. Just saying. You don't think it's blood?
I see Kool-Aid packet.
Okay. We'll be back.
So, this match is good because it's Jamie Jameson, the Country Hammer, versus Sonic Club Santana.
Right. Don't forget Marshall Gambino still kind of mentoring Jamie Jameson.
Yeah.
So he had a few things to tell him and everything, which was good.
Yeah.
But Sonic Club, hey, look at this. Hooven, Santana, get us in.
Yeah. The only reason why Jamie Jameson was with Gambino, they fought in the last recap, but then they're like, hey, I'll be your manager, you be my assistant person. So, and then now he's his manager. And then Santana has no.
Santana almost had this. Once again, going for the finisher.
It was a back and forth match, kind of.
Again, back and forth match, you're right.
It was like, whoop, whoop, and then...
Boom. So Jamie, goes for the power bomb. Santana locks up his legs around his neck, gets him down. Jamie's down, weary, and all of a sudden, that country strong attitude just stands him up.
Attitude?
Yeah, I can't talk. Stands up, boom, drops him. 1, 2, 3. Afterward, they were going to shake hands, but Gambino is just in Jamie's head a little bit too much. I'd like to see Jamie switch this around. he would be a great member of the Sonic Club. Get rid of Gambino because he's going to do more harm than good for your career.
True.
And now,
Jamie, you better watch this. And now, the best match of the night.
Well, it almost didn't take place, but it's written on paper. Wardlow against Palace. But Palace comes out, does his party, high fives everywhere, gives you a high five. Mommy was actually scared, thinking Palace was going to rip her head off or something when she was running around.
Yeah,
so Mommy was like, whoa! So then all of a sudden he sees Britt out in the stands. He gives Britt a high five. He goes to meet another fan. That gosh darn Jack Pollock and Team Canada show up.
They were like dressed as staff members. He was coming back in. They were like, whoa, you can't come in. Come back in after you came out. And then like they took off the staff shirt, took off the pants, and then they had their outfits on ready to go.
Yeah, they beat Palace into an inch of his life. Plummer came out. He threw Team Canada out.
He was so furious. He threw off his jacket and Reddy was to fight them.
Yeah, and that was his good jacket. He just came from a wedding too.
Yeah, 2 staff members, and then like 2 people out of the crowd came and helped like Plummer to stop. And then, like, a doctor from the crowd. The
doctor said Palace was not able to wrestle.
And then...
But then as soon as the doctor said that...
The greatest moment in history happened. Palace was able... Like, he wasn't able to wrestle, but he started wrestling.
I think, personally, Palace should have waited and taken the match again. And just say, you know what, fight another day. Because he was beat, and all of a sudden, the man with war in his name...
beat him up, and then Palace had control for like maybe 2 or so minutes, and then Wardlow finally got control. He knocked him over, put his foot on him, and was like he normally is, and then he pinned him. So Wardlow won the match like he normally does.
But after match, antics start back up. Justin LeBar talking smack. Wardlow gonna beat up Palace again. They have a chair. And who makes his return?
Jack Pollock.
No.
Wait, no.
Jimmy Vegas makes his return.
Oh, yeah.
To save Palace from getting another...
Wait, no, also Jack Pollock, because he came busting in the building.
Right.
And then Jimmy Vegas.
I'm saying at the end, Jimmy Vegas, yes. So he saves Palace from getting his tushy beat up a little bit more. And Wardlow takes his belt and says, see ya, we'll fight another day. Which leads to...
the interview!
This guy got to interview the IWC Heavyweight Champion.
I was so excited. That had to at least be my third favorite interview.
Wardlow.
Britt, and then went to Fraternity, and then finally Wardlow.
So, wow. You might be saying sorry to a couple other people, but nonetheless.
Well, I mean, like, all the interviews I did was my favorite.
You're right. All right. So
those are my top 3, but my top 5 are Fraternity.
We'll run to the interview. Go to the interview.
Okay. So we are here with the IWC Heavyweight Champion Wardlow. So we're gonna ask you like about 5 or 6 questions.
Okay.
So question 1: who was your inspiration to wrestle?
My inspiration to wrestle started with Bret the Hitman Hart, Ultimate Warrior Macho Man, then evolved to the likes of The Rock and Kevin Nash. And then who really sealed the deal for me was actually the Hardy Boys, more specifically Jeff Hardy. Was a huge inspiration in my life. And then moving forward, it was guys like Brock Lesnar and Dave Bautista that really got me in the gym and got me really seriously thinking about it. So all those guys really made a huge impact in my life. Biggest credit to The Rock, the Hardy Boys, Lesnar and Batista.
Question 2 is, who is your current favorite wrestler?
Wardlow. By far, the man.
Okay, so question 3, how did you get associated with wrestling?
Justin LeBar is a great wrestling mind. He's smart. So when he saw Wardlow, he saw dollar signs. So instantly he made a deal with me that he would advance my career to the best of his abilities and ride the coattail with me because he knows I'm destined for greatness. And I believe together we'll achieve it.
Okay, so question 4. How do you get ready to wrestle?
How do I get ready? I usually spend a lot of time by myself. I separate myself from the rest of the locker room. I stretch, I do my little pre-workout, and I mean, there's really no preparing. I was born to do this. There's no preparation that needs to be done. I just go out and do what's natural to me.
So, question 5. What did you do as a kid?
What did I do as a kid? I actually built my own professional wrestling ring in my backyard out of a trampoline, some 2x4s, and some hoses, garden hoses. I actually learned that from the Hardy Boys. My mom and sister went out shopping one day, and I built my own wrestling ring. I've been doing this my whole life. I mean, from my 4th grade was my first professional wrestling, not professional wrestling match, was my first wrestling match in my friend's backyard at his party. 4th grade, first match in front of a live crowd. We rehearsed it all and planned it all out and put on this big show. So I've been wrestling my whole entire life, but anything athletic. Growing up, I was always an outdoors type of kid. I love being outdoors, doing anything physical.
Okay, so question 6. How does it feel being the heavyweight champion?
It feels just right. It feels like what my life should be. I was born to do this. I always knew I was going to be the champ, and it's just right that I am. It feels amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, so that is all the time we have right now, but do you have anything to say about the next wrestling event?
The next wrestling event, I'm pretty sure I'm going to slap the taste out of Jimmy Vegas's mouth. What I did to Andrew Collis tonight was just a preview of what I'm going to do to Jimmy Vegas. He put his hands on me, he put his hands on my belt. You don't do that. And I do want to say I love your hat. Superman's the man. Thank you, sir.
Who would have thought Wardlow liked your hat?
Yeah, he said, I like the hat, man. Superman is the man.
Wow.
Well, if you look at his license plate on his car, well, we've seen it, like...
Are you stalking the poor man?
No! Like, we had to drive by, like, to find a parking space, and we saw Wardlow getting out of his car. His back license plate is, like, the Superman symbol and then the numbers.
Okay, so watch out, Wardlow. He's looking for you.
No.
Nonetheless, that brings us, great interview again. Great interview as always. That brings us to the next show. The Super Indie Tournament.
Yeah.
June 10th in Elizabeth. Check out this poster that I'm going to show you at the end of the show. All the big guys are there. LaRusso goes in as Super Indie champion. Yeah, Colt Cabana is going to be there. Jonathan Gresham. But who are we pulling for? Baby.
Adam Cole.
Pretty pumped about that. So keep your eyes open. IWCWrestling.com. Get your tickets now.
Go get them right now.
It's going to be going
Or
quick.
you'll regret it.
A lot of great action at the Super Indie.
Yeah.
June 10th in Elizabeth, starting at 7 o'clock. So, I think that's it.
Yeah.
We went through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go cook.
Bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 19 of the Mark and Ethan Show. Make sure to go check out our videos. Like, subscribe, and comment to our friends about us so we can get more views, likes, and subscribers. Thanks to bensound.com, thanks to Wardlow, thanks to the rest of the IWC staff, and thanks to Justin Plummer again for letting us interview all the wrestlers. And get your tickets now at IWCWrestling.com for the Super Indie Tournament. Check out their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages they have up. There's some really good stuff on there, and see you in episode 20. So, bye!